Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we hear
No,
you.
Frank, we cannot.
Hey, so
Woo.
everybody tracking, this is being recorded.
Yay. Get out them popsicles.
All right, Jim, let's kick this off, man. I don't want to take up too much of y'all day.
Please, Joe, take your time. Make sure this locks in with everybody.
I got you. Hey,
Brought to
so the
you by
purpose of this
Squeezies.
training, oh, that's what's up. So, hey, everybody on the purpose of training is just go for PROCORE. I'm gonna cover forms, but hopefully within a lot of time I can go over observations and break down a little bit of how my intentions of doing business in the future. So everybody tracking, just want to address one thing first. The toolbox talks. When you do them on Monday or Tuesday, all you have to do is take a picture of the sign-in roster, upload it to your photos and your daily logs. That would suffice. Hey, somebody got some music in the background.
Danny's echoing. Danny, hit mute on yours.
Appreciate you. All right, Jim, let's dive into this. Hey, so the biggest thing that I want to address is Procore forms. Everybody has access to forms in Procore. So I just want to cover a few forms that I need everyone to start utilizing. And I know they work with Android phones. I'm not an iPhone user, so I don't know how well this works with iPhones. Whoever's an iPhone user, can somebody give me some feedback on that?
Right. Yep. And pull his chair around.
Uh, all right, right. So to get in the forms, right? Everybody log into Procore. Go to your home screen. If you have multiple projects, that pick the correct project. Once that loads, go to your drop down in your tools and just select forms, right?
You know, parkour?
As you can see,
Yeah, I've never used
I
it.
have some forms already created in here. So, but most people are going to have a blank screen with the word fill out form in the middle. If not, it's up here in the right hand corner. So all our forms are fillable. As you can see, if you scroll down through there, you'll see all our forms that are fillable that we have in Procore. Again, you can fill these out on your Android device, and hopefully this works with iPhones too. Everybody is not going to be utilizing all these forms. The majority of the forms that each project will utilize. The PCP, it's pretty easy. Like this is how it pops up. If same will pop on your phone, tablet, whatever device you're using. The instructions are at the bottom of the form, right? So just have the whoever doing the form fill out the admin data. When they get to steps 8 and 9 and 10, this is where it is important that whoever filling this form out outline every step of what they're doing. And I mean every step, like I'm gonna walk you through it. Conduct walk through the area, stage your equipment, inspect your equipment. And for this example, we're hanging steel. Hang steel, weld steel, whatever they're doing. Just make sure they put step by step everything from the time they get out their truck till they get back in their truck to leave. What's the step they're gonna do for the workday? Now, this is for an entire week. This is where my superintendents and my PMs, I need y'all to use y'all best judgment. Everybody doesn't have to fill these out. Just the high priority work, which means like confined space, hot work. They're doing some excavations, lockout, tag out. These are the type activities that I would expect y'all to have them fill out a PTP. Reason being, this CYE. So you know what you're doing, also to cover that they acknowledge the hazards associated with the task that they're doing. I'm saying the old days of the construction world, the wild, wild west, them days is over with. So for some of the hazards that will be associated with this, I'm just go through this. Yeah, it's already pre-filled out. Well, so we got slip trips, working from heights, biggest one, fire hazard, and pinch point falling objects. Those are the hazards associated with hanging steel. How do we mitigate that? Easy. Safety brief, fall protection, fire watch. Whatever task they're doing, I'm just using this for an example. have them fill this out step by step of what they're going to do, the hazards associated with that, and what controls that they put in place. If they don't know, they can use Chat GPT, and Chat GPT will give them all the steps of whatever they're doing. Thank you, technology. Another one that also want to acknowledge any workers in the area, especially if you're doing hot work and you're co-located on the work site with multiple trades. All those trades need to be talking because some of them sparks fly pretty far. And if electrician got his building materials sent over there in cardboard boxes, and whoever's welding above is just shooting sparks everywhere, then now we got a fire hazard, a potential fire. So just make sure the fellow are coordinating with whoever's going to be working in their work area, co-located with them, especially for hot work. And it's pretty simple. Electricians know the hazard associated with falling objects. How do we mitigate that? Barricade warning sign. This also has the ability they can sign it. Once they sign it, whoever fills the form out, just click on create. Apologize, my internet's kind of slow here. All right, once they click on create, you can send this. Now, they send it to, this should go to whoever their chain is, their foreman, supervisor, whatever. Also, the site superintendent, site foreman, project manager, and also CC me on this, on these documents. Once they do that, just hit send, and it'll hit everybody inbox. You good to go. I also, if you can see it here, man, I have the, if anybody needs access to the orientation sign-in roster, that's in there. Weekly safety inspection checklist, that's also in there. This is a big one. Listen, any accident on your job site that requires a worker that has to get medical attention, they need to fill out this form. I would prefer the superintendent of or the foreman of whoever the injured person works for fill this out, but they don't always work out like that sometimes, especially for those who don't speak English, well, good English. So, superintendent, hey, if anybody get injured, have them contact me. I will hand walk them through how to fill out correctly. This is a very important document, especially when it comes to investigations. When it's going to determine whether we're going to get workers' comp, and in the event that we might have a fatality, how this going to play out legally. The same principle apply once they fill out all the information of the person involved in the incident. Now, this is where I pull out that Word document and get real thorough. Put them, dust them thesauruses off. In the description of the incident, I need whoever fills out to be real thorough. Give me all the information that applies. If you have witnesses at the scene, I need all that. And once they fill out all the information, same principle, click create, and you can email it. Now,
Can we
again, all
need, can
this.
we can we email directly from these forms, or do we have to like
You can email
download
directly
a
from
PDF?
PROCORE. No, you email directly from PROCORE.
Show us that
So
process.
I'm sorry, say it again.
Show us that process.
So if you any form, once you fill out the data, that hit create.
Uh-huh.
So
Perfect.
once you
All
hit
right.
create, this screen will pop up. Just hit send email and populate with the appropriate personnel, and this will go straight to their email. Now you don't
Okay.
have to put yourself in there because you will automatically get a copy of this.
Okay. I'm curious because I have hot work starting next week.
All right, so
I thought you were gonna do one because you got punched in the mouth.
No, I'll get him back. That don't go on paper.
so this is the hot work permit that we use here at the Family Violence Center. Pretty self-explanatory. Just have whoever doing the hot work fills out the admin down at the top. Now, if I'm on scene, I will conduct the inspection of their work area. If I'm not on scene, then the foreman, not foreman, but superintendent or the PM needs to conduct this inspection. And it's pretty easy. Go down the list, take the block. The biggest one, they need to have a fire extinguisher, at least 35 feet of area clear, no combustible materials within that 35 feet area. You don't always get 35 feet, but in the ideal world, you would want 35-foot perimeter. Sometimes you just got to work what you got. You know, I know, especially for like if you inside of a building, or I think Fritz Park, you have some welding inside of the bathroom. You're not going to be able to get 35 feet. So this is the best judgment and create a safe work clean environment for whoever's going to do the firework. I mean, hot work. Also, if you see on here, every section does not always apply to the situation that you're working on. This is just a general hot work permit form, so everybody understand. But same principle apply. Fill out the data, go through the checklist. Now, for whoever is doing this, doing the inspection portion, have whoever is submitting the hot work permit fill it out, create it, send it to you. That lets you know that they're ready to be inspected once they see this document. You can go out there with your form and just hit yes, yes, hit the little checkbox that applies, hit create, and it'll email a copy of the authorized hot work to everybody. Same thing. Put the email address in there and it goes to everybody saying, hey, your hot work permit is approved. You good on that, Frank?
Yes, sir. Thank you for
All right.
clarification.
So that's forms. Anybody got any questions about forms? So we'll wrap this up real quick. Biggest form we're going to use is the PTP, the AHAs. They are in there. Like I do have multiple forms in here, but it will not apply to everybody. The incident investigation form, I need everybody to remember where their form is located. Um, so we're gonna do things a little unorthodox here with STR because we are a GC and we don't really specialize in anything. Most of our work is subbed out. So in a perfect world, our subs will have a safety who will fill this or get with the form and fill this out and submit it to us, their safety plan. But we know that these subs aren't going to do that because they aren't equipped to do this. So to circumvent that, we're just going to go straight PTPs, no JFAs, unless we want to roast a project or a project that requires us to do it. We're not going to do AHA. We're just going to do PTP, and the PTPs are for a week, which just means whoever the sub, the foreman for the week, just give y'all a breakdown. And it's easier if you do them while you're doing your toolbox talks or your foreman meetings. This is probably the best time to have them tell you what they're going to be doing for the next 5 to 7 days or whatever. Is to do it when you do your toolbox talk or do it when you do your weekly foreman meeting. Um, as far as equipment inspection, now if STR rents an equipment, we will have to fill out this equipment inspection checklist daily. For your subs, I would highly recommend that you have them fill this out. But again, it's their equipment. You know, anything happens with their equipment is on them. It won't be on STR unless the STR employee is operating their equipment, which I highly doubt that will actually be happening on a job site. But just something to remember. Um, that pretty much wraps up forms for us. Most of the stuff in forms is for me, but I just wanted to break down some of the basic forms that I would like the foremen, not from the superintendents and PM to start getting the subs to utilize. So anybody got any more questions on that one? All right, we're gonna move on to observation. All right, so for observation, this is more for my superintendents. This is how you prevent observation is a way to prevent the back and forth between you and the subs. If you walk on a job site and you see some, like we're gonna use Fritz Park, the unsafe scaffolding. Instead of going back and forth with the company who put up the scaffolding and all this, let's create an observation. So if you were to go into same pro supply, log into your project, go to tools, and you see observations. Click on that one. If you have any observations in there, they'll populate. If not, you have a blank screen that just says here the box say create. And this is super simple, gentlemen. You can do this straight from your phone. 9 times out of 10, Yours is either going to be a safety hazard, safety notice, or a violation. Hazard, like that French unsafe scaffolding, that's a hazard. If you want to notice, send a notice, it would be say you workers not wearing IP proper PPE. Most of the time, it's either going to be glasses or hard hat. You can send that out as a safety notice. You catch a guy, or if you continuously catch them, now you can send them out a safety violation. Let them know, hey, I caught you twice not wearing glasses. You failed to correct it. Now we're going to start issuing corrective actions. Whether it be you suspended from the site for 3 days or you force the form to go to Home Depot right there and get glasses for everybody. Whatever you decide. The number will automatically populate, but if it doesn't, let's look at the previous one and go in sequential order. Title, quick brief, title of whatever happened, safety violations, worker not wearing proper PPE, that would be your title. Static will automatically open up as initiated. Now you can put your trade in here, but you don't have to put a trade. Once I get this, I will go ahead and I will look and I'll contact us PM, the foreman, and we can fill out the rest of these boxes. But as you can see, everything with a star has to be filled out prior to you submitting this. Priority, don't worry about location. If your PROCORE account is set up right and you have the various locations of your job site inside of PROCORE, it will self-populate right here. Now, these three at the bottom, the hazard, the contributing factor, contributing conditions. Listen, if you know them, fill it out. If you don't know, you can leave them blank. I will fill them out later once this gets to me. Put a brief description of what we're doing, what happened. That's whatever you observe on the job site. And you can also, once you're done with that, upload your pictures. Now, you can upload pictures directly from your gallery on your phone. If you're using your phone, you also will have the option to take a picture at right then and there of the infraction and upload directly to PROCORE too. So they give you a couple of options to do this. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna use my example. So as you see, I have an example here of a safety hazard. I just made up some. Yeah, I just made up an example to use here. But once you fill out all the information, this is how your screen will look. It'll have all that filled out saying that, hey, this is what you're about to put in there. All right, so you see how mine said observation updated? Yours will say observation input or something like that. That will let you know, hey, you've inputted the observation to the system. It will notify whoever you put as the assignee for this observation so they can go in here and do whatever they need to do. Now, you should have the ability to edit these at any time. If you don't, get with your PM or site PM or me, and we can adjust your permissions so you have the ability to edit any type of observation on your job site. So far, anybody got any questions? So this is a little different from the observation, right? You see three dots. So click on the three dots, email. You can click on compose email, put whoever you want to send this to, and it will automatically send them an email and let them know, hey, you have an observation in PROCORE. Now, PROCORE isn't set up to where you input an observation and it automatically goes to them. You have to email it to them. I learned this the hard way. So once you put the assignee doesn't automatically get notified. You have to go in there and email them the observation unless there's somebody who checks PROCORE daily. And most people outside of us probably don't. But if you put it in their email box, it hit their Outlook to let them know, hey, you have an observation you need to check on. Now, this is just a tool for your job site. This is mostly a safety realm, but I would like the superintendents to start filling out observation. That way we can start collecting data on our subs to help John facilitate, okay, which subs have a better safety track record when it comes to subbing out work. because you want your best and brightest, especially on your high priority projects. So and this is one way we can use this data to figure out, hey, who's our safest sub for whatever project we're doing. And on some projects, they use the state to determine whether you'll get the contract or not. I know now like Samsung, we did the KPI, key performance indicator on safety, and if contractors fell below a certain threshold, then they were automatic contract terminated, and they would bring somebody else in. But we had to input all this data into the system, so when they went to their meetings, they knew who was working unsafe and what type of infraction were you have not here on the job site. Depending on the severity of the infraction, you might have lost your contract right then and there that day. So again, super, this is another tool for us to use to collect data on ourselves. So again, we can have the best and brightest out here working, and we know they're going to work safe. And the safer they work, the lower insurance rates will be in the whole. Um, any questions, gentlemen? Everybody good? All right. Well, that concludes our training. I tried to keep this short and sweet, but I just want to summarize again what we talked about today. Forms. PTPs would be our primary risk assessment tool that we would use. They are good for a week, so just have your subs, preferably doing your toolbox talks on Monday or your foreman meeting on Tuesday. Have them fill out this information, tell you everything they're gonna do for the week. You yay or nay it. You might look at some work. You might look at somebody PTP like, hey, you might need a hot work permit to be submitted or whatever. Because if you don't look at this, these subs are not gonna do it. They're just gonna come out here and go to work. Also, the injury form, that's another. Anytime we have an injury on the job site that require medical attention, that form needs to be filled out and submitted. Now, let me say one thing about back to the injury, the incident report. Now, if you have somebody at a job site with a loss of limb, finger, foot, whatever, toe, those need to be reported ASAP. We have certain thresholds that I have to meet when it comes to reporting to OSHA on certain instances on my job site. So I lost a limb, somebody get hospitalized where they aren't able to come back to work the next day, um, or a fatality. We all automatically, this has to go to OSHA. So we have certain time frame that we have to meet to submit that data to them. And last but not least, observation. Again, this is more of my realm, but I would love for my superintendents to start doing observation on these subs so you can help me collect data on our subs so we can help John when he's coming to getting, award and contract, who's our safe sub there. And we will want to hire our best and brightest. Pending any questions, gentlemen, that's all I got for you today. Everybody good with my intentions and direction we're gonna take the safety program?
Yeah, we're good.
I'm good.
Good.
All right, gentlemen, now go back to work. Hey, thank you for your time, gentlemen.
Hey, Joseph. Joe.
Yes.
It wasn't a question for everybody, but just double checking when I do my hot permit for Monday. It's good till the following.
Oh, Frank. Say it again, Frank.
My hot permit's good for a week.
For your site, you don't have any indoor hot work, so yeah, you can extend your hot work permit for a week. But they're probably going to be doing the same thing repeatedly over and over, hanging the steel for the honors and all that stuff. So yeah, you can use yours for a week.
Every Monday. I was just making sure I'll get it to you every Monday and just make sure if they're good for a week.
Oh, hey, that works for me. I'm perfectly fine with that.
All right, perfect. Thanks again, dude.
All right, man. Appreciate you. I'm sorry. What did you say?